Do you ever feel like your keyboard is being unresponsive and holding you back in gaming? Well, today's video is for you. Today, I'm going to be showing you guys how to completely optimize your keyboard for gaming and eliminate input lag. But before we get into the video, I want to tell you guys about my paid tools, which can give your computer a night and day difference in performance. My paid tools will completely optimize your PC for gaming and can be found at RisenTweaks.com. These tools have over 3,500 positive reviews on the Discord and website combined, so rest assured you're going to love the results. But with that said, let's get into the video. Join my Discord and head over to the free Tweaks channel and download Risen Free Keyboard Panel V1. And then once you have this file downloaded, right click on it and click Run as Administrator. Then click More Info and Run Anyway if you get this pop-up. And first, it's going to create a system restore point, and then it's going to download the dependencies needed. And after this is done, the first thing we're going to do is disable sticky keys. Sticky keys makes it to where when you press the same key over and over, it will add a delay in between that, and disabling it will make it to where you can spam key as much as you need to. So type in 1 and hit enter, and click any key. And 2 is just some extra tweaks. This is some USB power saving, repeat delays, and other keyboard tweaks. So type in 2 and hit enter, and then click any key. And number 3 is keyboard data queue size, and this manages the flow of data from your keyboard to your PC, which when you lower that buffer, it'll give you much lower input delay. So type in 3 and hit enter, and then it'll pop up with this window, and then it'll also pop up with this notepad document. So inside of here, you want to find keyboard data queue size and double click on it, and make sure on the right the base is set to hexadecimal. Then over here, this is all you really need to worry about. If you have a lower end PC, put a higher number, and if you have a higher end PC, put a lower number. I recommend sitting here and just testing these numbers, and keep in mind you need to restart your PC for this change to take effect. But I recommend trying to go as low as possible before you start to get keyboard stutters, because if you have this number too low, like if I'm on a bad PC and I have it on the lowest possible, which is 14, this will give me keyboard stutters, which just makes it to where I miss keystrokes, which is very bad. You don't want to have that. Well, I'm actually on the highest MPC you can get, so I have mine set to 14. If you don't know which number you should set it to, just comment down below your specs and I'll tell you which number to put it to. But for me, I'm going to put on 14. A universal number that usually works for most people is like 18 to 20. Once you change this, you would change it right here in value data. And then you can close both of these out and then click any key to continue. And then number 4 is just my free power plan. This will disable power saving, which will reduce input delay on your keyboard. So click on the Risen Free Plan V1, but I'm going to keep my Risen Power Plan because it's my premium one, which comes with our paid tools. Then you can close out of this and click any key, and then type in 5 and hit enter. So the first thing you want to do is just go on Google and look up your keyboard and see what hertz it is. For most people, it's going to be 1000 hertz, including me, and I have an Apex Pro TKL Gen 3, so I know a lot of you have because it's super popular. But once you figure out what hertz your keyboard is supposed to be at, come into this folder right here, and you'll see 1K hertz, 2K to 4K, and 4K to 8K. I'm on 1K hertz, so I'm going to run this file right here, 1K hertz, as administrator. And then once that's done, you can close this window, and then come back over here and click at the drop down on the top and click on keyboards. And then in here, come down to this little drop down where it says selected rate and change it to 1000 and click install service, and do this for every single pop-up in here. And then unplug your keyboard and plug it back in. Then you can close this and click any key again. And that's all for the keyboard panel. But now we're actually going to be adjusting our actuation for our keyboard, which will give you much lower input delay. So I have an Apex Pro, like I said earlier, so I use the SteelSeries GG software. And one extra thing is, once you install this software, make sure you go to settings and turn off auto clip, and then come up to overlays and notifications and disable display overlays, and then go to overlay and notifications in the quick set options and make sure this is disabled as well. This will cause a ton of input delay. This software is horrible, and the only reason we're using it is so we can change our keyboard settings. And also you need to come down to moments and make sure this is disabled too on the overlay, and just disable everything in this software. This software is horrible. And then hit this X in the top right and come down to engine on the left, and your keyboard should pop up here if you're on an Apex Pro like me, but you may have to do some searching to figure out what keyboard software you actually have. and not every keyboard is going to allow you to adjust its actuation, but in my case I can. So I'm going to click on my keyboard, and then these are the best settings. So just select your entire keyboard and drag this little actuation switch down to the lowest number, and everybody needs to drag their actuation to the lowest it can possibly go. And SteelSeries also has this rapid actuation feature which lowers input delay, so do this for every single key. And then me personally, I just go to my movement keys and my spacebar, turn off rapid actuation, and on my spacebar I actually put it up to 0.4 just because I accidentally hit it a lot. And then once you've done that, come down on the bottom right and click save. Then you can exit out of this and then come up to the top where it says Prism. And one thing that will actually give you lower input delay, but you actually have to give something up, is just disabling all the lighting on your keyboard. So you can either completely disable it, or I recommend just setting it to a static color or just like a static rainbow. You just want to make sure that your lighting is not animated, because that will cause a lot of input delay. And then once you've done all of that, just make sure you close this software and go to your task manager and click on startup at the top, and just make sure you disable it in here as well, because it will start on startup. And then after that, you're completely done with your keyboard optimization. Restart your PC and you should see the changes take effect. You'll notice much lower keyboard latency and everything should just feel way smoother. But with that said, have an amazing day. Thank you for staying to the end.